After a 2-month break, the New Zealand Superbike Road Racing Championship resumed with round 3 at the Rico Motorsports Park in Taupo. Whilst from both the Supersports and Superbikes, the title chase leaders had substantial points leads. Everyone concerned knew that with a double points round to wrap up the series in a week's time at Manfield and 3 races to get through over the weekend at Taupo, the battle for the silverware was far from over. Canterbury's John Ross on the Repsol Suzuki had a 38-point lead over surprise package Toby Summers on his Bike Talk Yamaha, with Ali Hugenbosen on the Race Supplies Suzuki third in Supersport. Toby, probably feeling a little bit more pressure than John Ross nowadays, because everyone sort of tagged you as being the man to maybe win this thing. And with the points available this weekend and next weekend, that's a possibility.
Maybe if I had a 38-point advantage like he has, then the pressure would be on me. But now, to be honest, I've got nothing to lose. I'm in second, and if it's not a win, it's a loss as far as I'm concerned. So, yeah, I've got everything to ride for.
Jeremy, you've come a long way to the North Island here for the final 2 rounds, currently 4th. What are you expecting today?
I'd like to maintain that. I want to come away with the 4th still. 3rd is starting to get away on me, but I'm struggling a wee bit. But I've been talking to my suspension man, Aidan, and I think we've got some changes today, and hopefully that helps.
Adam Chambers commutes from Perth for each of the championship rounds, and after a couple of shockers down south, Taupo was a chance to turn things around.
South Island didn't really go to plan. We had 2 DNFs which were out of our control in Christchurch. The bike let us down. But yeah, we made a good comeback yesterday to finish 3rd in the first race here. So things are looking up. So I think we might be up to 5th or something in the points. So we can still got a lot of races to go.
After a near-perfect round on his home track at Ruapuna and another near-flawless performance at Timaru's round 2, Dennis Charlotte led the Superbikes by 20 from Hamilton's Nick Cole on his Red Devil Racing Kawasaki. With Castrol Honda's James Smith storming back into contention at Timaru, a further 45 points adrift.
We got here on Friday and we were going really well, and then I threw it away. I had a big high side and I banged my body up pretty bad, so I'm really struggling. Yesterday I could barely ride. I know that I've got the speed and the bike's got the speed, but it's just the whole body's not playing the game, so this weekend's definitely going to be tough.
Tony Rees had kept sharp in the championship break by winning on the streets of Paira. Good starts and fast laps was the order of the weekend.
You look at the lap times yesterday. I went 28 yesterday, went, man, that's good, and I still only qualified 7th. They were into the 27, so the pace is good. The guys at the front doing lots of riding, so it's good to see. Definitely that top 10 is pretty strong.
The championship break meant Sloane Frost was finally over the worst of his injuries after his fearful crash at Wanganui and nearly back to his very best.
Yeah, absolutely. It was taking its toll, and it takes its toll on everything. It's hard on the team and having to repair the bike and stuff like that. But the sponsors have been really good, and Suzuki New Zealand been great. They gave me a motocross bike to train on after the nationals down south, because that was a real struggle. And, try and repay them now.
Dennis, you've said in the press that this is your bogey track. Why is that?
Oh, well, I haven't ridden here much. This is my 3rd time here, so and this is a track where local knowledge and time on the track will allow you to go faster, and I just haven't had the time here, so it's not really a buggy track. It just takes me, Friday, Saturday and to today, so I'm really feeling on the pace.
Just as it had in round 1, the weather played a part here in Taupo, and the Tourist Trophy races were moved to the morning program. When defending champion John Ross jumped the start, the die was cast in the Supersport TT. With a significant advantage, the focus shifted for the moment to the battle for 2nd, 3rd and 4th positions. First to move was 2nd in points, Toby Summers on the R&R Power Sports Bike Talk Yamaha R6. Going with him, Christchurch's Ali Hugenbosen Suzuki and Invercargill's Jeremy Holmes on his Honda. As Ross continued to circulate at the front of the field, the 3 chasers were working hard to gather him back in. As the 15-lap race wore on, there was a change in 2nd. Suzuki's Alistair Hugenbosen had broken away and began to reel in Ross. Although he would get close, he could not pass his fellow Suzuki rider and Cantabrian. But when the jump start penalty was assessed, Ross was back in 6th place, and Hugenbosen had won the TT title for 2014. So it is Alistair Hugenbosen from Christchurch that picks up the TT from Toby Summers. Jeremy Holmes of Invercargill is third.
I thought I had a good race, obviously. Broke the lap record, pulled a gap on the field, then I come in and found out I jumped the start, so put me back to sixth. So yeah, it wasn't what I was planning on, but my fault, so that's how it goes.
The game plan changed as soon as John took off, so yeah, we just kept it calm. We knew we had 15 laps to catch the rest of the guys, and yeah, we came through with the win in the end, so we're all happy.
So 15 bikes will face the starter for the Tourist Trophy race here at the Ricoh Motorsport Park. And watch for the good start coming from the centre of the track from number 5, and that is Nick Cole. You're on board here with Scott Moyer as they head down into turn number 1. Oh, a little bit of pushing and shuffling going on there between Nick Cole and Lyndon McGee by the look of it on the M1 Motorsport BMW. But it's Moyer out in the front. He's gone round the outside of Ryan Hampton to lead it. So Scott Moyer, the local, done lots of laps around here, both on his Formula 3 Superlight bike and also on his Honda Superbike in seasons gone by. You're looking at the back of his bike, focusing in on Ryan Hampton. Nick Cole still nursing some bruising and some abrasions from a crash in race number 1. And more than anything, nursing the fact that he dropped 25 valuable points in that race 1 crash in yesterday's proceedings. There is Sloane Frost now coming back to his best after the big crash at Wanganui. You're on board here with the points leader. This is Dennis Charlotte. Now, Charlotte doesn't need to lead these races. Here is the onboard situation again. Watch number 41. That's Jaden Hassan on the Superbike. First time on the big machines, and he just seemed to run into the back of Dennis Charlotte, and that shuffled the field behind this man, Scott Moyer. Moyer, ex-motocrosser, that's where he gets his aggression from, working his way through the Hauraki chase now. Nick Cole through into second place, and then there's a little bit of a traffic jam. Ryan Hampton at the front of the field there. So too number 77, James Smith. James Smith virtually had to be helped to his machine after a big crash on the Saturday program here at Taupo, so he is in all sorts of bother. On board here with Sloane Frost. This is Lyndon McGee. Sitting in behind him in second place on the BMW M1 Motorsport. Oh, gets a little bit taily, and then the high side, and down goes the Australian. And look at the bike. How lucky were the rest of the competitors that the bike didn't skittle them as Lyndon McGee races back to his machine. Here it is on the replay. Just got on one of the dirty lines here at Taupo coming out of turn number 2. Back on board here with Charlotte. He's sitting in 5th place at the moment. Really doesn't have to do too much. Had a big points lead going in. Moyer it is, continues to lead as he comes into the Hauraki chase once again. The back of the bike steps out, hard under braking for the man from Taupo. Scott Moyer getting some assistance from Glenn Williams, ex-Superlight or Formula 3 champion. On board here with Tony Rees, the veteran, and just going past him there, that's Hayden Fitzgerald from Taranaki, bike number 6. The Ozone Coffee Danovic Suzuki sponsored machine. Rees in hot pursuit now, so they've wound back the clock a few years to when they battled it out on Superbikes before Tony went into premature retirement. You're on board here with the Honda New Zealand Insurance's number 11. That's Tony Rees. Right in behind him, Ryan Hampton. Then it is Craig Sheriff. Well, Craig Sheriff has had a terrible time in the beginning rounds of the championship. In fact, if his opening rounds were a fish, he would have thrown them back. This battle for 5th, 6th and 7th place. Hayden Fitzgerald leading on the Suzuki, then it's Rees, then it's Ryan Hampton from Christchurch on the Hampton Honda, just sitting in behind him, Craig Sheriffs. You're back on board here with Tony Rees, getting a little bit closer now to Hayden Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald riding 2 classes in the Superbike Road Racing Championships for 2014. He is leading the Superlight Championship, but just struggling a little bit in Superbikes. Rees takes a position back through the Hauraki chase. There is Hayden Fitzgerald. There is 41. This is Jaden Hassan of Auckland on the Motul Oils sponsored Suzuki. This is a great comeback because after the incident in the first turn, Hassan was back in last place. So he's cut his way through the field here. This battle on your screen, 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th, 9th with Sheriff just coming onto the back of it as well. Back on board here with Rees, one of the fastest parts of the circuit. Heading down into turn number 6 now. Here comes the pass down the inside of Hayden Fitzgerald. So Jaden Hassan on the move here. Amazing performance when you consider that this is his first year on the big bikes, on the Superbike machines. Down the back straight they come. This is Tony Rees, and that is Jaden Hassan going past us now. They're hard under brakes for the Hauraki chase. Meantime, this man, a lonely old race in 4th place. This is the champion-elect, if you like. He came into this round with a 20-point advantage. This is Christchurch's Dennis Charlotte on the underground brown Avon City Suzuki New Zealand GSR XR 1000. Nick Cole through in 2nd place, and then this battle continues just in behind them. Back on board here with Tony Rees. And it's interesting to note that Jaden Hassan, while he's got past, he hasn't been able to get away from that bunch. We go back to the front of the field. 87, Scott Moyer from Taupo. Down onto the pit straight he comes once again. You're on board with him here looking out the front of the machine. So Scott carrying 2 of our onboard cameras, one looking back, one looking forward. Into turn 1 he goes now. Have a look as the revs pick up there. There is Nick Cole in 2nd place, just about to put a lap on James Smith. Well, we said that Smith was struggling with an injury, and he tells me that he can't use his legs, so it all comes down to the control of the superbike with his arms. And he said, and after about 5 or 6 laps, he gets tired. Well, back on board with this enthralling battle, 5th and 6th. Jaden Hassan up in front on the Suzuki, through the big sweeper at the top end of the circuit. Tony Rees right in behind him on bike number 11. There is Sloane Frost. Now, he's currently sitting in 3rd place. And that's a little bit of no man's land for Sloane because he's not quite far enough up to challenge Nick Cole. Just once again, we go back to this 4th and 5th battle. Jaden Hassan out of Auckland on the Motul Suzuki. Tony Rees, the veteran, on the Honda Insurances CBR 1000R. They're onto the pit straight now as well. Back on board with Rees here. Big crowd hanging over the fences watching the Superbike race. This is the TT. Tony Rees getting a little bit closer in turn number 1. That's where it all went wrong for Jaden Hassan in lap number 1. Sloane Frost on the Red Baron Motorcycles Fujitsu machine. Meantime, you're back on board with the race leader, already starting to round up the lap traffic here. Down this long front straight at Taupo, they hit speeds well over 270, 280 kilometres an hour. And as he rakes his way down towards the checkered flag, there'll be none happier than Scott Moyer. He's going to record a win here, probably the biggest of his career. He's going to win the TT. Perhaps there's one person more happy, and that's his father, Geordie. A victory wheel stand for Scott Moyer. He wins the TT here on his home track. In 2nd place, Nick Cole. And this is the battle for 3rd. Dennis Charlotte has snuck right up on Sloane Frost. Is he going to be able to pick his pocket? Oh, it was pretty close. We might have to wait for the judge's decision there. Was it Charlotte or was it Frost? Here is Jaden Hassan from the back of the field to 4th, and in behind him Tony Rees on the Honda. So great racing here in the Superbikes, and they've given 3rd place to Sloane Frost, but it was oh so close between himself and the points leader.
Got pretty sore towards the end there, but I was quite lucky. I built up a bit of a gap early on in the race, so I sort of had planned in my head, a full went plan. I was going to just charge hard early on and make use of the body while I could. Those last 5 laps were pretty tough. It's getting pretty sore, especially down the left-hand side.
I knew I had to get a start because I followed Chop round yesterday, and it'd have to be suicide to pass around here. I'm not very aggressive, so I don't want to take him and me out. So I knew I had to get the start. I knew I had the pace. So yeah, hopefully do that for the next one too.
Welcome back to the Ricoh Motorsport Park here at Taupo. It is round number 3 of the New Zealand Superbike Road Racing Championship. This is the 3rd and final Supersport race of the day, and you're on board here with Adam Chambers on the Wolfpack Honda. Straight into the front, no jump start this time for bike number 1, the defending champion. That is John Ross. Alistair Hugenbosen goes with him, so too Toby Summers. And those are the 3 that are battling out the series. This is on board further down through the field with Adam Chambers on the Wolfpack Honda. Just up in front of him is Jeremy Holmes. And we cut to the outside shot as they work their way into turns 4 and 5 here at Taupo. And it's Ross, but Summers getting a little bit closer now. Alistair Hugenbosen there. Jeremy Holmes the next one through. Then it's James Hugenbosen, the 2 brothers in the Supersport class. On board here with Toby Summers on the Summers Plumbers Bike Talk Yamaha. Currently sitting in 2nd place. Behind him, bike number 43. And that is Alistair Hugenbosen. Moving through into 3rd on board here with Adam Chambers. He's currently sitting down in about 7th as they work their way down past the old clubhouse on the long circuit here. Meantime, the leader tows them up the front straight. John Ross in command. Tucked in the draft for the moment is Toby Summers. Will he pull out as they work their way up into the Hauraki chase? No, they won't. Jeremy Holmes on the outside there. Alistair Hugenbotham just inside of him through turns 13 and 14. And out onto the pit straight they come once again. And as we've seen right across the season so far in the Supersport class, there's absolutely nothing in this. Toby Summers glued like a limpet to the back wheel of John Ross out of Canterbury, the Repsol Suzuki. On board here with Adam Chambers in the Wolfpack Racing. He's just trying to tag on to this leading group. That's Jeremy Holmes up ahead of him. And then James Hugenbotham and Alistair Hugenbotham in that battle as well. Both those lads from Christchurch on Suzuki machines. Back on board here with Toby Summers, currently sitting in second place. In fact, make that first because he goes past John Ross as they work their way into turn number 6 here at Taupo. So we got a new race leader in the third and final Supersport race of the weekend. Toby Summers won race 1 on Saturday, but then had to play second fiddle to Alistair Hugenbotham and, of course, a jump start, John Ross in the TT. Ross got penalised back to 6th place. Hugenbotham won the event. Toby Summers was promoted up the order as well. You're back on board here with Adam Chambers. Commutes regularly from Perth in Western Australia to race in the Superbike Road Racing Championship. This time Ross goes past under brakes for the Hauraki Chase. So John Ross retains the lead here. Summers back into second place now. As these two start concentrating on each other, the rest of this chasing pack will get a little bit closer. Out onto the pit straight they come. You just saw in the bottom of the shot there the two Suzukis. Summers has a look behind him just to see where they are, and we can tell him they're right there into turn number 1. It is John Ross, the son of a famous father in Larry, in the front of the field. Summers on the Yamaha in second. Suzuki, Yamaha, Suzuki and Honda. Jeremy Holmes up there from Invercargill. On board here with Adam Chambers, currently sitting in around about 6th position, I think, as we go back to the front of the field. Summers just looking like he's going to mount another challenge here to John Ross through the infield configuration here at Ricoh Motorsport Park. Back on board here with Adam Chambers. Goes down the outside of Jeremy Holmes, so he picks up a spot, and that will put him firmly in the group. Up ahead of him, it'll be James Hugenbotham, James's brother Alistair, sitting in 3rd place for the moment. This is the battle at the front of the field. Can Summers do anything about it this time round? Into the Hauraki Chase they come once again. John Ross in command, Summers in 2nd place, then it's Alistair Hugenbotham, then it would be James Hugenbotham, and way sideways was Adam Chambers. He's going to take a shortcut. Now, you be the judge. Should he have conceded that turn and let Hugenbotham and Holmes go by? He didn't. The racing continues. Here it is on board. You're riding here with Adam Chambers. He gets it very sideways, has to take to the grass, rejoins the racetrack, but did he gain an advantage? Oh, and he's done it again. Well, they say these riders ride at 10/10ths. Well, I think you can probably say 110% for Adam Chambers on the Wolfpack's Honda. Back on board here with Summers. Now, has he got in front of John Ross again? No, he hasn't, but is he going to try to? No, Ross has got the advantages he needs as they come back into the Hauraki Chase. And Alistair Hugenbotham has got up into the mix as well on the Dunlop Clive Barrington Construction Race Supplies Suzuki. There he is, having his 2nd full season on the 600 machines in Supersport. Look at the body English of Summers as he tries to keep out Hugenbotham, manages to do so. So for the moment, Hugenbotham's got to be content with 3rd place. You see him just tucked under the shoulder from the onboard shot there of Toby Summers. So the 3 of them together again. Well, we saw it at Ruapuna, we saw it at Timaru, and we see it here at Timaru, and who's to say we won't see it at the doubleheader weekend in Manfield in a weekend's time. Summers on the R&R Powersports Bike Talk Yamaha. Number 1, though, in command, the defending champion on the Repsol Honda, and there goes Alistair Hugenbotham, so he makes the move into 2nd place. Nothing Summers can do about it. Hard under braking now, and Summers takes it back. Well, what about that? The last of the late breakers. The popular Pom from Manukau and Auckland, Toby Summers takes 2nd place back from Alistair Hugenbotham. Now can he work his magic on John Ross? The lap's winding down here at Taupo. Ross in command. Summers back into 2nd, Hugenbotham back in 3rd. It's a battle of the tyres as well, because Toby Summers running Metzler tyres. There he is, you're on board with him now, and the man just in behind him, you see him just under the armpit of Summers. He's on the Dunlops. John Ross on the front in the Repsol Suzuki. Summers just getting a little bit untidy coming out of turns 5 and heading into 6. You're back on board with him here. Here comes the challenge once again from Alistair Hugenbosen. Well, he doesn't know where he's beaten. He's taken a fair bit of overseas experience in the last 2 years, been racing in Australia, and as they rocket down the big front straight here at Taupo again, Hugenbosen back into second place. Can Toby Summers do anything about it? Through the chase they go. The lap's winding down here in the third and final Supersport race of the day, sponsored by CD Boots. White flag this time, I would think. Yes. 1 to go for John Ross. 1 to go for Alistair Hugenbosen. Hugenbosen tries to dive down the inside in turn 1. Can't quite get close enough. Summers is there should Hugenbosen make a mistake. Back in 4th place, it's Adam Chambers now, so he's come through the field. You just get a glimpse of him in that shot. There he is, the red Honda in 4th place. The Wolfpack Racing Honda run by Jamie Rajak. But this is where the action is at the moment. Number 1. John Ross, the defending champion, came in with a 38-point cushion. Has had that slightly eroded by his jump start and by this man winning race number 1. This is Toby Summers, second in points coming into Taupo here. Will he leave in second place as we go to the double header at Manfield? Here comes the top end charge. The heat haze shining on the racetrack, and John Ross is coming back at him. Well, Summers got him in the sweeper, but Ross is back in front. Alistair Hugenbosen's the leader, though. Are we going to see the young man from Christchurch win his first race outright? Yes, he got the TT, but he was promoted to that, and as the checkered flag flies, it will be Alistair Hugenbosen on the Suzuki, gets the win. And how happy is the youngster from Christchurch? John Ross, the defending champion, not as happy, I would think, and Toby Summers, well, he's never happy if he doesn't win. So Alistair Hugenbosen gets the win from John Ross in second place, so Suzuki's 1 and 2. A handshake from Summers for Hugenbosen on a job well done.
Yeah, it was good fun. John didn't jump the start this time, unfortunately, John. But yeah, managed to grab on the back of him, chase him for a few laps, then past him, but then same old story, just outgunned me down the straight.
I think I led all about 3 or 4 races of the weekend, but didn't manage to win one. So I'm sure next weekend will be tough as well.
Absolutely stoked. We couldn't time it any better, I think. You know, on the last straight, just before the corner, just for the last straight, we managed to get John and take the win. So the team's stoked, family stoked. I'm stoked, and we're on a high heading to Manfield.
With the weather now playing its part, there was to be a second Superbike race to end the day, but when the sidecar dropped most of its oil around the track in the preceding race, the race was cancelled due to safety concerns. So it's on to Manfield Auto Course for the Championship doubleheader weekend. 5 races to decide the titles in the 2014 New Zealand Superbike Road Racing Championships. We'll see you there.